Hardship, get back your leadership position. Let the earth know that you were here.
Join your host, Dr. Michael Hutton, a man on a mission, and experience a destiny-changing encounter with today's message on Leadership Secrets.
In this church, you have discovered that the only reason why you marry somebody is destiny. Destiny. Is that the person God has chosen for you, both of you, to fulfill your destiny? Love, destiny. You love the person. Next, destiny. You can love somebody, and that may not be the destined person for you. So if destiny, they want to live in Azerbaijan and you want to live in Ghana forever, you can't marry. You can't marry. And then if you ask them, so number one, love. Number two, destiny. Number three, are you a tither? They say no. You say, get out of here. No apology. Get outside. Get out. Depart from here, ye workers of iniquity. Get thee behind me, Satan. Satan. Because only Satan steals from God. You are a robber. You know, I don't joke with those things. You wake up in the morning, they would have removed your glasses. They would have sold your teeth. So there is no career cure. There is no intellectual cure. There is no university cure. There is no job cure. It's not the job you do that determines your prosperity. Fifth shocker, Ephesians 4:28. Are you all getting something here? Some may be choking you, but it's fine. Just be happy. If you are not tithing for one reason or the other, ask for grace. That's all. You don't need to feel bad. Ask for grace to restart. Did I hear the amen? Ask for what? Grace to look, that is the key. Look, but Maurice, listen to me. I came into this country in 1987. Between 87 and 88. No, 86. Between 86 and 89, I was not tithing. I started church at the end of 88. And I said, I need money to marry. So I won't tithe. I won't even go to church for them to ask me for the money. Yeah. Then when I got to realize, hey, this is the key, I asked for forgiveness and asked for grace to start. Then eventually I started and I never stopped. So if you are in a state where things are tough and you haven't started, ask God for grace to start. You don't need to. This church, we don't condemn people. I must preach the gospel. So I can't, because of one person or two of 10, say because of you, so I won't preach the everlasting gospel. I got to preach it. And you got to love me for preaching it. You understand what I'm talking? I need to tell you because that's my job. If I don't tell you, I'm not doing you any good. So if you are not doing it, ask for grace to start. Because, you see, that's another thing. It takes grace to tithe. It takes grace to give. It's not an easy thing to do. Especially when you haven't developed your love for God. Sometimes your bill is up and coming. The landlord is going to call you tomorrow morning. And you know your family must have a roof over their head. So it takes some grace and faith to violate natural law and obey God. That's why I'm teaching you today. In this month, I will show you some stuff. You need grace. You need to literally ask God for grace to give. You need empowerment empowerment to be a consistent tither. Because sometimes things get difficult. I'm being natural and being real to you. Sometimes it's not easy. So you need to ask God for grace. Lord, I want to do it, but I can't. So you need to give me the enablement to do it, because without your enablement, look, I can see all the bills ahead of me. I can see the uni fees. I can see it's all before me. And I really want to do it, but I can't. Can you engrace me, please? And look at this. A heart that is sincere, God will answer. A heart that is sincere, because he gives seed to willing sowers. So if it's in your heart to give, he will put it in your hand to give. If it's in your heart, he will put it in your hand. Anything he tells you to do, he gives you grace to do if you can't do it. It's not your righteousness that got you saved. It is his grace. So that same grace works everywhere, including tithe. Grace. You need grace to marry. You need grace to stay married. And in 2 Corinthians 8, he said, I'll give you, you will abound in grace for giving. You see, it's there. You need grace. I'm still coming to Ephesians 28. I haven't finished. You need grace. He said, 2 Corinthians chapter 8, he said, these people, they gave out of their poverty. Deep poverty. And he says, I am praying that you, these Christians here, will abound in the grace for giving. So you need grace to give. He needs to give you the grace to give. And it comes with you asking. He doesn't give it to all. It's not automatic. He gives you if you are finding it difficult to give, I came to give you the answer today. Grace. That is if you are willing. God doesn't force people to give because he doesn't need it. So if it's in your heart, I mean, the bills are there. Boy, mortgage, First Nat Bank, Barclays, NatWest. But you see, by then, we had developed our faith so much so that we knew the only way out of our calamity of 68 Den Gardens and 14 Montgomery Close, which we bought, which we shouldn't have bought, we knew that it was wrong to buy the house in the first place. So when we went to Croydon Court, they took us to court. Your pastor has been to court and has had CCJ before. If you didn't know it, this month is your month of learning some history about your pastor. Why I'm so passionate. CCJ. Y'all know what CCJ is? County Court Judgment on a bishop. You see, y'all don't know where the man been. Sometimes y'all got to understand where he coming from, so you can understand and appreciate. You don't understand somebody till you know their history. They need to hear their story. So you understand why they are so passionate about what they are talking about. I'm married there. She came here, I'm married there. And then we are living in a certain place. And it's not us being patient. It's not me being patient. To stay in there so that eventually maybe we will move to a council flat and eventually buy a house. We thought we can afford the mortgage. So we went ahead and bought the house. All they told us was the mortgage we will pay. They didn't tell us about the insurance, service charge, council tax, the bills, phone. They didn't tell us zero. They just told us, you know, you have a family now. A child is coming. So you need your own house. So why don't you go and buy a house? So the savings that I saved when she was not here, we put it on the line. It was consumed by solicitors. Then we entered the house. We only enjoyed the house for only 1 month. Then condensation started on the building. Green wallpaper became black, like black man. And all kinds of stuff. So we decided, we were living with my brother and his wife at the time. So we decided we have outlived this place. We did a short time, and we haven't done savings. Already you are struggling with this one. And then I came up with a revelation. I came up with what? A revelation. I didn't know the things I'm teaching you now. That's why I teach you with such a passion. So just in case some of you have any idea of going to collect a mortgage, y'all better speak to consultant Hutton before y'all do. Because he's been there. You can't pay this mortgage here, which is 450 something pounds. And you saw a new house and you want to go and buy it. And you'll be paying 783. And when my wife said, let's take our time, I said, I am the man of the house. I give orders here. He said, okay. Okay. Yo. The yo is painful. That's the Ghana one. Yo. That's okay.
Generating Finances for Ministry. The new book by Dr. Michael Hutton. Finance for Ministry is guaranteed only by running with and preaching his message and not yours. Going where he sent you, not where you prefer.
Your divine provision is guaranteed at the place where God has commanded you to be. So it's very crucial that you discover where God has assigned you to be. When you are in God's location, doing what God has called you to do, your provision is guaranteed. Struggle, toil, suffering, and all those things are permanently eliminated when you find yourself in God's appointed location.
Having absolute dependence on God as your source and operating as commanded and consistent practicing of the covenant, i.e. the law of sowing and reaping for both the minister and the ministry. Generating Finances for Ministry. Learn golden nuggets such as: your wages for bearing the mind of God is paid by the one who sent you. And remember, you are sent to the people and not by the people. And if heaven sent you, then expect heavenly funding. A must for every minister of the gospel. Order your copy today. Please call, write, or visit our website using the information on your screen.
How hard you work. If God is not there, arthritis, tonsillitis, diabetes, that is not your portion. So get wiser. Look, we were working. Look, we leave home. My mother-in-law came around that time. She said,